Hi everyone, and welcome to the very first mini-series of TTN Presents, the actual play podcast where we'll be featuring all sorts of one-shots and short series in a variety of systems. I'm Juicy Garland, Boston area drag queen and super nerd, and I'll be your host as we spin these wonderful tales together. This first show is in D&D 5e, a system many are familiar with, but this time we'll be featuring some third-party content from our friends over at Cloaks and Capes. They're a fantastic team of creators making a variety of magic items, subclasses, and other content compatible with both 2014 and 2024 5e rules. With this two-part story, we'll be showcasing just a few of these subclasses, along with DM Callie's homebrew setting of Serene. This is a fantastic story with a few horror elements involved, so listener discretion is advised. Content warnings for this episode, along with their respective timestamps, can be found in the episode description. Please listen responsibly as we dive in and TTN presents What Lurks Within.
When morning comes around, it's a little different for everybody, I feel like. Some of you are having a great morning. Some of you, it's the best morning ever. Tofa, Darak, you two are killing it. Like you are chilling. Tiniebla, it's another morning. You're a night court fae and it's morning. Yeah. Zinkarin, there's definitely a little bit of like, well, that was a lot. How did I miss that? Am I the idiot? There's like a lot of that. J-Rock, you were kind of like shaken awake by the bartender in the morning. It's like, we have rooms.
What the fuck?
What the fuck to you? There's a room upstairs.
J-Rock looks around like completely bewildered, but it takes him a minute to get he rarely wakes up outside of his home and he has to like orient. Do you have any water?
Yeah. You want it for bathing or you want it for drinking? Because you probably need both.
For both, that'd be great. Let's start with the drinking. We need like a fucking trough.
You are brought a huge ass jug of water and then told to go up to your room and shower.
He walks very slowly up the stairs and absolutely houses. We've all had that morning.
Oh yeah.
Water. It like, yeah, he houses this like comically large container of water as he walks up the stairs.
But eventually, you are all brought down for breakfast. And indeed, you are told that you can have a regular breakfast, you can have an all-you-can-eat breakfast, or you can be in the eating competition. So I need to know who's about to try to do the eating contest.
Would there be some kind of like mechanical disadvantage that I'm like hungover for the break? I could make the argument that like
I don't know if you
J,
I would make the argument that hungover means you eat better.
Yeah, and I think he's going to wake and bake too. I think that J-Rock is like humiliated and he's running through like what he said last night, like in that loop, because he remembers most of it and he definitely remembers the exchange with Zinkarin, but like he not only has a hangover from the alcohol, I think he has a hangover from the vulnerability, and that is not something the water can solve.
No, that's a bad vulnerability. But you know what does solve that is pancakes.
So he goes, what the hell? He, after his morning shower, smoked a nice spliffy. He has come back down with his eyelids a little bit hooded. It's a little bit anxious. We're not seeing him kind of stem with the braid that he has on the side of his tunic anymore. And yeah, he's going to awkwardly kind of motion to Zinkarin since he had paid for the two of them to do it the day before. I'm still gonna give it a go. He says that, like looking at you directly. I mean, if you don't, it's stupid. If you don't, yeah.
No, you paid for it. And how about this? 5 gold to whoever wins.
Ooh. He looks up and makes eye contact for the first time in the morning. And he smiles like a broad, toothy grin as he makes a competitive face and puts a pile of 10 coins down in the center of the table.
All right.
I like your
So
style. And
Tiniebla
he matches
was
it.
the first one down there.
Mm-hmm.
And she was already eating her breakfast. She did like the all-you-can-eat thing because she wanted to try a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And so she sees them do that. She's like, "Oh, good luck to the both of you." And she's just like with a half, she's just eating there. She's just
All right.
wishing them good luck.
Heck yeah. But yeah, no, you try a little bit of everything, and they do have quite the spread for the morning. This is what they're famous for. Tofa, Darak, do either of you want to participate?
She puts syrup on everything.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
Oh, yeah.
gets
I mean, you're
syrup
near the
on
God's
it.
Grass Forest. There is maple syrup abound.
Yeah. Everything gets syrup.
I don't eat human food.
I mean, it's fair. Tofa?
No, that's not my preferred kind of overindulgence. I'm gonna kick up in a corner and watch. Having
All right.
showered and put on another silk shirt that is clinging to me just in the most disgusting way possible. It is just so
Oh, yeah.
she looks great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's been a great night.
Mhm.
All right. Zinkaran and J-Rock. This is a 2-part skill challenge, and here's the way it works. The first part, we are going to make dexterity saving throws, as you are going to attempt to stack a plate as high as you can with food. For each one that you succeed on, you'll get to add another layer of food onto your plate. However, you have to eat everything that you put on your plate for it to count. And so when you're eating it, we'll be making constitution saving throws to try to put all the food away. So, there will be a few NPCs that will also be playing. So let us start for 1 level of food on your plate with a DC 5 dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That's a 12.
25. That's a nat 20.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay.
So without any problems, obviously you two both have the sense to start with something like pancakes or something with a lot of surface area that you can work with. Everyone in the group is able to get at least 1 level of food onto their plates. Who wants to go for 2?
So what is the risk reward here?
So-
the more we eat,
The more you eat, so the way you win is you eat the most food, but you have to eat all the food that you stack.
okay. And it's myself, Zinkaran,
And
how
3
many other
NPCs. 3 NPCs are
Oh.
playing as well.
Okay.
They are all going to try to put 2 on because they know no one ever wins on 1.
Gosh, it'd be super nice if Tofa just so happened to accidentally poison maybe an NPC or 2. All right.
You say that, but she is watching the competition.
Yeah,
going,
we could see.
I could make
Mhm.
this a little more fun. Is there someone who looks like they might be a particularly stout competitor?
There is an Uruk who is competing today, and I mean, look, they're like 6'8", and they can probably put it away.
We'll give it a shot. I mean,
Okay.
it can't hurt to try.
It can, but you can try.
No, why would it ever consequences me?
Yeah.
I'm too pretty for that.
Oh well, it's fair.
So she will just sort of casually be working her way around the room, and in a sleeve, I mean, I'm gonna put it on the sheet correctly. She does keep a dagger that is her
Yep.
toxicologist's implement.
Yep.
So she would like to do something very
Yeah.
good luck to this particularly beefy guy, and then with the other hand that he is hopefully not paying attention to, just the slightest little nick to hopefully apply some of the ghoul's blood toxin.
Okay.
Could I throw a bardic inspiration on this if I notice that it's like happening? Is that something that I'm
Yeah.
trying to impress Zinkaran and I'm willing to
Yeah,
poison
no.
somebody to do it.
All right, I love that. All right, Tofa, give me a sleight of hand check with a bardic inspiration.
And that's a
Of course.
D8. And if you roll an 8, I get to do some fucking cool College of Celebration Bard stuff.
Okay, I just rolled bananas well, so I might hang on to that bardic.
Okay, what'd you get?
What was it?
I got a natural 19 plus 8, so
Oh.
27 for sleight of hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
So
ahead.
I think I get to do a thing, right?
I didn't use the bardic.
No, yeah. It's
My +8 is my sleight of hand. I add an 8.
But would
to
this
sleight of hand.
activate party animal? Because party animals, whenever an ally rolls the highest number on one of their Bardic's inspiration die, they take the result and then pass the Bardic inspiration along to another ally.
She didn't use the Bardic inspo though.
Oh,
She still
I
has
thought
it.
it just says
I'm gonna hold
whenever
on
it
to
rolls,
it.
got him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold
So
on.
she's
to it.
hanging on to it because
Might
she
need
rolled
it.
really well already. But yes, on a
Okay.
27, you are able to, as you kind of like reach up and stroke his hand a little bit, just the other hand gives him just the tiniest little prick
Mhm.
that he doesn't seem to pay any mind to, and he kind of grins at you and nods. All right, everyone, give me a DC 10 dexterity saving throw as you attempt to put a second layer of food on.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to put the text for party animal in the chat because I feel like I might be reading this wrong, but it seems like you don't have to use it because you can continuously keep passing it as long as they roll the highest.
Well, so,
Right,
okay,
but
so
she hasn't
whatever your-
rolled it yet, though, is the problem.
Whatever your
Interesting.
dice is, like if you have a D6 Bardic Inspiration, if they rolled a 6 after using that die, if they rolled a 6 on that,
Oh,
that's
I
when
thought
they
she
would
just
do it.
rolled an 8.
No.
Okay.
She has
interesting.
+8 to her sleight of hand.
Got it. Okay, I would because that was the highest that
sneaky
you
rogue.
because my Bardic
Yeah, it was an
inspiration
8.
die is 8, and so when you said I thought you rolled 8, and I was like, well, okay, then I get to pass that along. then?
Yeah,
So I'm just like looking for a way to use some of these cool abilities.
I
I'm
love
hanging
it.
on to that Bardic in case I need it in a little bit.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
in case when that orc wants to know what the heck. But
I
no, you
mean,
got away with it. So
Me?
yeah,
Me? No.
uh,
Little me?
And that was a dexterity with the DC 10. You said.
yes, DC is 10.
I rolled in that one.
You rolled in that one. Do you want to spend an inspo?
You know what?
So
I think
did I,
might-
and I'm gonna burn my kitty inspiration too. I also
There you
rolled in
go.
that one. Fuck
Yeah,
Alright,
I think
go
it's
ahead.
time for the inspos to come
Hell
out
yeah.
and play.
Do the work, yeah.
Thank you, Yudi.
I'm gonna give him extra treats today for giving
That's
us
exactly
inspiration.
10.
Perfect.
I got 13.
Oh, you got a 15? All right, so
Oh,
you
my
two are
God.
both able to stack a second layer of food on here. One of the NPCs is also able to do the same. The other two are not, so they only get one stack of food to eat as they have to take their plates over to the table now. Does anyone want to go for a third stack? Remembering that you have to eat it.
Do it.
Do it, pussy.
DC will be
do it.
15. Now, it's
I-
okay if you fail, you
guys
just
are
don't get
so
the stack.
cool.
I think Zen is going to recognize when his luck is running short.
Okay.
And he's going to take the 2 stacks.
You take your 2 stacks over to the table. All
Go,
right,
J-Rock.
J-Rock, are you putting a third
Do
one on?
it.
Um,
Do it.
I think that J-Rock gives a really sly look to Zinkarn as they walk by with their 2 plates. And it's kind of like a competitive, like, oh, that's it? Interesting. And he's going to roll for the 3rd serving. But
Do
this
it
is
up.
gonna be the last. I mean, when in fucking
DC
Rome.
15, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's a 14.
Interesting.
Gosh.
Add a D4.
Mm.
As anyone with a passive perception over 16, you see Hikari wave a finger around
That is going to put me at 16.
as she casts guidance. All right.
Ooh.
So you save. You have 3 stacks on your plate.
What did I just do?
There is the Uruk NPC also has 3, so you two both take your plates over and sit down. I need a Constitution saving throw DC 5 to start with for your first plate of food. Everyone.
I think the like immediacy of the regret of that action cannot be overstated. Like how quickly I'm like, oh fuck,
What have I done?
what have I done? Ooh, that's a 14.
All right.
12 for Zen.
12 for Zen. One of the NPCs got a 3, one of the NPCs got a 10, and one of them got a 19. So 2 of them succeed. The Uruk is one of the successes, but you can definitely tell, Tofa, there's trouble in paradise right now for that Uruk who's like kind of like blinking a little bit. Like they were definitely expecting to put 2 away, no problem. why is this hard after 1? Anyone who has 2 stacks, you can go ahead and try and make a DC 10 Constitution save to try and put down your second one.
Can I give Zinkarin a bardic inspiration for their second plate?
You sure can. Zinkarin, you have a bardic inspo.
Okay. Well,
You get a affirmative shoulder squeeze from J-Rock across the table as he returns to his food.
and he'll kind of smile at you. I did get an 18, but I
Alright.
may as well.
Use it because you can pass it if you
Mm-hmm.
if you roll an 8.
So that's a 5.
So on a 23, you do manage to get your second plate down without much problem. You're out of plates, so you'll be at 2 completed stacks. You see a halfling NPC who has been putting it away, but as they get through their second plate, they just kind of stop. Like they've got like 1 pancake left on it, and they just stop and just like, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm not fine. And they hurry out of the door. The J-Rock?
I got a 22.
You're good. So only 2 people, the Uruk and J-Rock, have 3 stacks available. The Uruk is going to be rolling at disadvantage because he is poisoned. You 2 both need to make me a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
Fuck my life.
The Uruk rolled a 1 and a 2.
I just rolled a fucking math is hard 21. Let's fucking go.
The Uruk man starts to like bite into his third plate, and like you can see from the distance, Tofa, you're used to looking for the signs of this, as his pupils suddenly dilate a little bit, and he starts to like get dizzy and then stumbles and like falls out of his chair and is just laying on the ground. As J-Rock, you manage to put down your third plate.
Fucking go.
A different barmaid walks over because the other girl hasn't come in for her shift this morning, weirdly enough. But a different barmaid walks over and goes, what's your name?
J-Rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, J-Rock is the winner of the eating contest this morning. Congratulations. And as the winner, you win the ceremonial t-shirt as you are handed a t-shirt that says, I got stuffed at the Widow's Revenge.
He holds it out. There's some
Now available at the Cloaks and Capes merch store.
yeah, I can't wait to wear that on Instagram. There's a very easy joke to do there that I just like. I'm gonna rise above, you know, because so mature. I think he looks at the t-shirt, holds it out with pride, and then he is going to fold it up and he's going to give it to Zinkarin.
Aww.
And Zin kind of looks and smiles and is like, this is, you won the shirt.
Mm-hmm. I also won, and he grabs the 10 coins from off the table.
You know, that is a fair trade. And he'll fold it up and put it in his own bag. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And he's going to give you a like very quick side hug before he sits down at the table, stuffed, but victorious.
Yeah.
So.
Tofa, you also can't feel like you should have gotten a t-shirt that said I got stuffed at the Widow's Revenge, because you definitely did.
I'm saying.
And so with that, Hikari just kind of looks at you all and nods before leaving to go saddle up with the caravan, and you all depart.
I'm gonna really quick, before we leave, hand Hikari a few good berries.
She glances at you. Thank you.
I saw what you did for the boy, and I noticed you don't like eating around people. So if you feel faint, this'll be quicker.
She nods. Thank you. And she continues with you. certainly you can tell she's not someone who's used to anyone doing something nice for her. That's strange for her. But you continue on. The second day of travel is different than the first, mainly because you know you're going to arrive at your destination today. And the destination is not where the rest of the caravan is going. The rest of the caravan is going to continue on past up the Salt Marsh to Moon Bay. But you all start to see where you're going a little sooner than that. Because off to the north, there is a section of the forest that starts to look wrong. The air is heavier. It's almost like there's spores in the air. It's gray and misty. The wood looks like it's petrifying over. On the ground, the grass has turned brown, and this black Icarus sludge is starting to build. And you hear whispering amongst the rest of the caravan about the rumors that there's a dread demon in the area. And Hikari certainly glances over at it and seems to make motion to it.
I think Zen nods and kind of looks at Hikari and says, "Is this our stop? Or..."
Hikari nods to you. Yes, we need to find the source of this corruption and burn it out.
And Zen nods and will jump off the wagon, I think, at that point, knowing that they're about to leave the caravan behind.
Mm-hmm.
Start motioning to everyone else that it's go time.
Yep. It is indeed go time.
When they separate from the main caravan and it's just them, Tiniebla will lift up her arm so her sleeve is hanging, and open up the that slash that the fabric has for her freedom of arm movement. Kind of open it up, and as she does so, have Nova, her snowy white owl, come out and kind of go up, and just fly above them. She just to make sure there's no surprises.
Yeah, nothing lurking.
Yeah.
As you kind of motion towards the corrupted part of the forest and tell the owl to go, the owl gives you a look of bitch, I don't want to go in there. But it takes off and flies into the corrupted forest.
Just kind of want it to just stay above us. Yeah.
Yes, and the owl will be keeping an eye out as you start in. Hikari leads the way. She has done this the most, so she starts to lead. It's unpleasant is the word I think I would use. The smell in here is a mixture of rot, blood, decay. And as you start to walk, the ground has grown soft almost. And as your boots start to sink into it, you see blood on the sides of your boots. The ground is like a mixture of soil and blood here.
Well, this is new.
The corruption is strong, to say the least of it. It would seem the reports of a dread demon are likely accurate.
So
we
what,
proceed
we-
with caution.
Kill the dread demon, and then the forest returns, and you see J-Rock kind of pick his foot up with a squelching sound.
It's gross. Yeah.
Yeah.
She glances back at you. I think they would be the better one to ask. I say to Duroc.
I will remain after to clear away the corruption.
As you're all walking, there's a moment where you see an animal that had been caught up in this corruption. It's a deer that is mostly rotted out now. I mean, it's not a pleasant sight. It's definitely in decay. And as you're kind of approaching to move past it, these black Icarus tendrils start to wrap around the deer, and its head picks up and looks at you.
I immediately cut it off.
Fair enough. You immediately cut the head off. The Icarus tendrils kind of then flood out of it, and the rest of the deer gets up and just starts to shamble off into the forest. Hikari glances.
I do not suppose it is common around these parts for this to happen. And she just looking after like the deer walking away.
J-Rock is slack-jawed and looking in the same direction.
Yeah, it's not great.
No, it's not common. Is that common where you're from?
Well, the creatures are different. We have our own creatures, and I do not want to make assumptions.
That's not a creature in and of itself. It's, well, it utilized a creature to
Yeah,
certain means.
Duroc, this place is bad. It's not good. This
You know, I got that vibe, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
so-
no, you're pretty sure that flora and fauna would hate this. This is not good. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put a stop to this shit.
Yeah.
Then
And you continue into the forest.
I suppose we should hurry then, before any more of this plains creatures end up like that.
So you continue deeper. As you move further, less and less life. You don't hear the sound of birds or bugs anymore. You no longer see an occasional squirrel or anything past. The rot and the decay gets stronger the deeper in you go. As you walk, the silence begins to grow uncomfortable. So uncomfortable that Hikari, who is maybe the most quiet person you know, actually speaks up. As she glances back at you, Tofa. You come from the Isle of Ceres originally, right?
Yes, many years ago.
Why a demon hunter?
Me? A demon killed my family. So, I had nothing better to do.
Your parents? So, out of revenge or out of guilt?
Both? I just thought, well, I'm the only one left, and I wasn't there when they died, and if I had been, I'd have died too, so what better way to keep that from happening to someone else than to make it my business to find them and kill them, even if, before they become dread demons, before that spark really ignites. I mean, make the world a better place, right?
I suppose that can be a dangerous assumption to make.
I think I make a lot of dangerous assumptions. It's worked out pretty well for me so far.
Except that you're knee-deep in loam and blood.
This is on the lower end in terms of outcomes of decisions that I've made. I, wouldn't recommend necessarily, but we do what we must, and I'm sure I'll find a way to make this trip worth my while. I mean, sort of already have, really.
You continue on the path. I use the term path very generously. Until eventually you do come across a large rocky outcropping, or at least at one time it was a rocky outcropping. Now it's covered in this Icarus black substance forming just a cave hole, an opening. The ground here is almost entirely, you'd go waist deep as you entered into it before it firms up a little bit more at the mouth of the cave and descends down. The air exuding out of this, it's like you're seeing someone's breath in the cold. It chills to the bone even as you look at it. And Hikari glances. I'm going to regret this. She starts to make her way towards the cave opening.
Well, if there's nowhere else to go. And Zin follows after.
Very closely follows J-Rock.
Well, into yet another hole, I suppose.
We always knew this is where it would end up with Topha. We always knew this game would end up with Topha exploring a hole.
Darak, while walking towards this cave, puts a hand out. And when Darak puts a hand out to their side, I mean, it's still like a good 5-6 feet tall. And underneath appears the haunch of a massive wolf who has leaves instead of hair.
Yes, your force of nature pulls out a big old wolf pupper. It is green and has leaves for hair, and it seems very happy to be here. I mean, it doesn't. It actually hates being here, but, I mean, its tail does wag. And so you descend down into this cave, dimly lit. It's cold. You shiver, uncontrollably almost. And all around you, there is this black ichor, and it's begun to look like webbing almost. It's not like spider webbing, but it has that kind of like thin, wiry texture about it. And you pass under a archway and emerge finally in this bigger room. And in this room, there are what look like people cocooned in the webbing. One of which is very notable, as they are currently up against this gnarled, decrepit, rotted out, corrupted tree. And they are cocooned against it with just like their whole body is plastered against it with their head hanging free but wrapped in this Icarus black webbing. Hikari glances around.
Well, that's not good.
Do you think they're still alive?
I suppose only one way to know.
She gets close and tries to part from their face to see if she can tell they're breathing.
It's weird as you touch it, because again, it doesn't feel like you expect like gossamer, like a spider's web, but it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't really tangibly feel at all. Like your fingers seem to like pass through it almost as you pull it away, but you do feel, in every sense of the word, overwhelming remorse floods through you. Every bad thing you've ever done, you remember it as soon as you touch this webbing. Yet you force through it and pull the face of this person, make them visible underneath it. And they are breathing. They're frightening to look at, honestly. They've got black hair down to about their shoulder blades, though it's covered in this Icarus black goo now. And they have one eye that is completely scarred over. The other gleams a bright blue. And the side of their face has a Glasgow smile cut all the way up to their jaw. But they are breathing. And they are alive as they open their eye and look at you. Zin, Tofa, you know Hikari when you see her. She's right there.
And I look at that, and I look to the Hikari that's been with us.
Standing behind you, the woman in the mask. The mask cracks, and the other eye falls away, and two glowing purple eyes gaze out. Welcome, heroes, all. They begin to enlarge and grow, this black ichor erupting out of them as their robes of the Vigil fall away. Their arms coming out, these long, ichorous black, almost tendrils that form into rigid edges. And the mask finally starts to crumble, shatter. It doesn't break away, but it has cracks all the way through it. I am Penetia, dread demon of regret. And finally, we get to meet properly. Tiniebla, Penetia looks at you, tilts her head. And no longer does she speak with the impediment, having dropped the charade. It was a delight to get to know you, my child. It is the greatest regret of my life that I gave you away to her. But now, worry not. We will never be apart again. All right. Well, Zinkarin, you get to lead us off tonight.
Oh boy.
So staring across from you, you now see the five of you have lined up. We will say that Tiniebla had moved up to expose Hikari's face. And the rest of you turn in time to see Penetia reveal themselves. Three shades begin to pull themselves up out of the ichor. They wail in despair as they gaze out at you all. And that is where we find ourselves.
Okay. I think at that, Zin is going to look back at Tiniebla and just be like, get her out. We'll need her help. And with that, you watch as he clenches his fists and kind of looks at his shoulder and goes, Spark, it's time. And
oh boy.
Yeah, okay, good time. Yeah, good time. Good time. Gonna burn enemies. Yeah, burn them good.
And with that, you see Zin's fists clench as he grabs the Morning Star off of his back. And as his muscles flex, you see this almost like this red glow in his eyes for a moment as his skin begins to look almost like there's webbing of lava across it, as he is going to rage as his bonus action. And then with a very loud battle cry, just charge forward towards this dread demon. He will take his full movement to get straight up to her.
All right. I'm going to get all up in Penetia's business.
Absolutely. And he is going to take his 2 attacks with his Morning Star. So for the first hit, I don't think a 13 is going to do it.
The first hit, a 13. No. As you swing your Morning Star, Penatia quickly sidesteps, and then you feel an energy as Hikari, opening her eye, looks out and waves her hand, and she is going to use a reaction to use Will to Create. When an ally makes an attack roll and misses, you may use your action to have them make another attack.
Oh, okay. Let me go ahead and do that again. It is the same number. The dice said what they said.
They said what they said. All right, go ahead and make your second attack.
Okay. Nat 20.
Well, the dice taketh and the dice giveth.
Oh, wait. I do have an ability I can use now, right? Because
I believe you do as a college
hell
celebration bard.
yeah, let's go. So I get to use a very exclusive ability to the College of Celebration bard called Celebrate Excellence. Whenever you or an ally that you can see within 30 feet of you rolls a 20 on the d20 for an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, you can use your reaction to celebrate the moment of their experience and regain one expended use of your bardic inspiration feature, which I think I've used twice.
Yes, you have.
So hell yeah, I'm like, that was fucking hot from the background.
You hear Spark say, "He thinks you're hot."
I heard. And
We are.
hell yeah, we are.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
Hell yeah. Let's see here. Alrighty, it looks like that is going to be 18 piercing damage as that Morning Star just slams across that Dread Demon's face.
Well, bam. So you go and bring the Morning Star down, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Well, fuck. Okay. I get a +0 to those, so that's a flat 18 on the dice.
DC 17, so that does make it. So as you go and you do this, right before the Morning Star hits, their face transforms, and you are looking at the young man that you beat the hell out of back before your parents sent you away, as you crush the Morning Star into his face. But you know this is a Dread Demon. You fought them before. You know they're kind of dicks.
Mm-hmm.
So you do not fall for their malicious mimicry.
Mm-hmm.
As
And
they stumble back.
you're gonna have to do better than that.
Very well, then. Anything else, Zinkaran?
That is my turn.
On turn order 20, they will make a lair action. And we are going to roll the good old D6 to see who's getting targeted by this. 2. That would be Tofa. Okay. Tofa. Around your feet, that black Icarus ooze, something begins to rise up out of it. 2 somethings, actually. As... Oh my god, Kelly. Do your thing. As rising up out of it, these 2 people, although they are vaguely attached near the feet, although I don't know if you noticed that right away, as your parents appear in front of you. Both of them have large scars from a Dread Demon carved down their face in the exact places that you saw the last time you witnessed your parents' bodies. As they look at you, tears streaming down their cheeks. You weren't there. And the mirror shade, or the Vessel of Regret, is up, because it goes on turn order 20, as it is going to use Reflect Fear on you, Tofa. I need a Wisdom save.
I'm not good at those. I'm not good at those. All right. 10.
You feel utter horror run through your body. The pain of loss, of regret, because they're right. You are a great warrior. You've killed and probably saved so many, so why not them? Maybe you don't love them enough. You're going to take 23 psychic damage, and you are frightened.
Okay. Yikes.
And it is your turn, Tofa, on that note.
Okay, I'm frightened. Let me also get that on here just so I remember. That just is a real bummer.
Yes.
That's just a super duper bummer because that makes it really hard for me to do anything.
So notably, you are frightened of them. You are not necessarily frightened of Penetia. So
Okay, so theoretically, if I move past them, they would not be considered in my line of sight?
correct. So,
And it
but if you
would
try to
be-
attack them, you're going to be doing it with disadvantage.
And it would be moving away from them also.
Yes, I'm going to say you have to move a little bit to the right first, but yes, you could then do that. Yep.
Okay, great. Then I will steel myself. I can't afford to think about everything I've lost right now. A step to the side, and I will just move forward.
They ask you, when have you ever thought about us?
Every day, and I will move forward towards Zin. We have done this before. This is also not my first, second, or third rodeo.
That's true. You have fought dread demons before.
I have fought dread demons before with Zin at my side, and we have come out victorious. We can do it again. I move towards Zin, and
Okay.
I will take an attack on the dread demon.
All right, I dig it.
Okay, baby. What do I add with my sword? 18?
An 18 will hit, yes.
All right. All right, and I'm adding sneak attack onto this bad boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's beautiful. I got 3 6s on the d6s. Oh my god.
Beautiful for
thank
who?
you.
Because it's not beautiful for me. I'm going to tell you
For
right now.
me, it's beautiful
Okay.
for me. We're
Fair.
having
Okay,
fun.
that I believe. That
We're
I
having
believe.
fun. Okay, so that's 18. 4 is 22, and then a 4 on the 22. 26. 26 damage.
26 damage. That's pretty good. All right. You, as you lunge forward, ignoring what you really hope are not your parents, because if so, what are they doing here? And bury your blade instead into Penetia, tearing into this Icarus flesh around their ribs.
And then I don't even know if this will work, but it's what I do as a bonus action. I would like to try to use my implement to poison.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that'll hit a 15 plus. Oh, I have a short sword listed instead of a dagger, but it still should be a +5. So
Yep,
dirty
that'll
20.
hit. Yep,
Sick.
that'll hit. What poison are you trying to use?
Wasp venom, giant wasp venom.
All right, and go ahead and read for me what that does, please. I would love to tell you I remember all of them, but I do not.
I would be shocked if you did, to be honest. A creature subjected to this toxin is poisoned for 1 minute and can make a con save at the end of each of its turns to end the effect.
All right. Yeah. Okay. This one is resistant to acid and necrotic, but not to poison. So fair enough. They are indeed poisoned, which is not pleasant for them.
Good.
As the giant wasp venom does settle in, and it burns and stings. Poisoned. Anything else, Tofa?
Other than a quick glance back at what I really hope aren't my parents, no, I'm set in. We gotta get this thing down.
They are going to use a legendary action at the end of your turn, as Penetia glances at you, Zin, and their where they had the Glasgow smile that they were using to impersonate Hikari, their whole jaw just unhinges and they vomit up this black acid on you.
Ew.
Yeah, it's not great. They're going to make a ranged attack at you at disadvantage because they're poisoned.
Okay.
Does a 12 hit your AC?
It does not.
What if it did, though?
Unfortunately, it doesn't,
No.
and I will sidestep
Yes.
the gross black vomit.
Yeah, you definitely have a moment like where they unhinge their jaw, and you're like, "Nope, I know what this. I know this one. I have seen what snakes do. You're either going to eat me or spit on me, and it's not good either way." So you just like sidestep out of the way.
Yep.
Darak, we are over to you.
Yes, we are. I am going to take a bonus action to hop aboard my wolf,
Yeah.
and we are going to go here.
So
by
you
here-
rush forward.
And by here, I mean to the left of Tofa,
Okay.
adjacent to both Penatia and one of the mournful shades.
Uh-huh.
This is quite the sight, as I am a very large tree-looking dragonborn aboard a tree-looking wolf that is also very large.
Yeah.
And I charge forward, and as we charge forward, I cast a spell. I cast Aura of Purity, which will give you guys some benefits against those dastardly charms and fear effects.
Ooh.
I'll go ahead and put an aura around myself. That is
30 feet.
That's the wrong thing to press, Haven. Where are we? There we are. 30 feet. Patow.
Oops. Sorry, I did that.
Did we both do it?
That was my bad. 30 feet, and I'll make sure everyone can see it. Save. There you go.
And as I do this, I sort of astride my big wolf say,
Look to nature to inspire. This corruption will not last, but nature will. With me, friends.
Heck yeah. All right. So that's your bonus action and your action. All right. Good stuff. Anything else, Darak?
Des it for the tree this turn.
All right. J-Rock, we're over to you. And you are not used to fighting dread demons. This is some shit. And you are muted.
Yeah, I'm so scared that I muted my mic, to be honest with you. So J-Rock, I think, looks at horror at what has happened to Tofa, and then when he sees the unhinging of the jaw, like his heart stops when he thinks that Zin is in danger, but when he sees Zin sidestep it, there is, like, part of him is like, can I crush on this individual any harder? Like, is there any way for me to be any more infatuated?
Could you be more handsome?
Exactly. But seeing Tofa's condition, J-Rock is going to run up next to her. If I can click and move this, or if someone could
You
move
should be
me
able to
next.
click and move it. I think you can.
It's not working on
Oh, you know what
mine.
would help if I actually tied it to your character? Boom, there you go. Try now.
Hell yeah. All right, perfect. J-Rock, seeing what has happened to Tofa, kind of like runs desperately over to her. And I am going to use another College of Celebration Bard.
Ooh.
This is a special move. This one is called The Party Don't Stop. As an action, you can expend and roll one of your bardic inspiration die and give temporary hit points to a number of creatures equal to the result. The temporary hit points equal your level in bard plus your proficiency bonus, which I think would be 10?
10.
I believe. In addition, any creatures who gain temporary hit points also get to make their next attack roll, saving throw, or ability check at advantage. So let's see how many of you fuckers get free hit points. You get free hit points. And you get free hit points. All right, let's see. And that's a D8 for my bardic inspiration. Okay, so I can do that to 3 characters. I am going to do that to Tofa, myself, and Zen. I'm going to give the extra 10 hit points and then the ability to get advantage on your next roll that you have to do for a skill check, saving throw, or attack roll.
Perfect.
And then with my bonus action, I am going to give a bardic inspiration to Yudi. I'm so sorry. Like my brain keeps eating the pronunciation of your character's name. I need to write it out phonetically, like on a flashcard.
You're fine.
Tiniebla.
Tiniebla. Okay, I'm gonna give a bardic inspiration to Tiniebla. From this distance, he can't give his trademark like affirmative shoulder grab to give it, so he's gonna give you the boop boop. He's giving you 2 finger guns, like you got this, and I will give you, and it's a D8 you get to add. And I believe that is all I can do for my roll. I can only help my homies, cheer them on.
I mean, that is Bard in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Perfect. On her turn, Hikari kind of glances at you, Tiniebla, and looks out. This is the first time you've seen her face. One half of her face she's like gorgeous. She is this beautiful woman in her late 30s, maybe early 40s now. The other half of her face, someone took a knife to it and did some bad things to her at some point. But usually she wears a mask because of that. But she looks at you. Are you new?
I am, but I'm here to help. As she keeps trying to claw at the black ichor around her.
She reaches up and strokes your cheek gently. Go get her, child. And she casts Death Ward on you. So the first time you dropped to 0 HP, you instead drop to 1 HP as she Death Wards you. And at that, she will use her bonus action to try to break out of this stuff. Which her strength is -1, so she's not super great. Wow, she rolled a 19 for an 18, so okay. She will indeed manage to break herself free, and that will be... no, she'll probably hop down to here. And that is now Penetia's turn. Yay. Well, they get to do all kinds of neato burrito things. But
And just to clarify, by here we mean to the bottom of the tree that they were...
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, Hikari hops down to the bottom, the roots of the tree that she was imprisoned against, and makes her way about halfway across towards where Penetia and the others are. As a cleric, she is still keeping a healthy amount of distance, especially a cleric with no armor. Yeah, so she will wait there. Penetia is up, and they are going to do a multi-attack. They are going to make 3 attacks on Zin, all at disadvantage because of the poison.
All 3? Ow.
I would agree.
See what we're not about to do? What we're not... I'm just like...
So that is going to be 2 claw attacks and a bite.
Okay.
Well, the claw attack's 23 to hit.
Yep, that's going to hit.
I need you to make a strength saving throw, which you're probably a lot better at than wisdom.
I have a +8 to strength saves, so yep.
And you have
Oh my
advantage.
god, I rolled a nat 1.
Add advantage.
Advantage.
Oh, add advantage, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rage.
No,
Yeah.
because you have, well, also, actually, you're right. You don't have to spend it here because you have Rage on.
Yeah, which, that's a dirty 20.
Well, that's good. You'll be able to spend it for the next thing. You're going to take 8 slashing damage, probably, I think, half to 4 because you're raging, right?
Correct.
All right. They'll make another claw attack at you at disadvantage.
And make sure you subtract that from your temporary health, right?
Yes, it's...
Oh, yeah. And then 16 to hit on the second claw attack?
That just meets my AC.
Just meets. All right, give me another strength saving throw at advantage.
Okie dokie. 1, 2. 27.
27 is pretty good. You are not knocked prone by either of these attacks. You will take 12 slashing damage, half to 6 on the second hit.
Perfect. That's my temp HP. Thank you.
And then with the third
J-Rock.
one, it will try to acid spit on you. Ugh.
Oh, we're doing this again.
An 11 to hit, I assume, will miss.
Nope.
That makes me very sad.
It's like, stop trying to vomit on me. Like I see what you're doing,
gotta
and I need
stop.
you to stop. You
Yeah.
have to stop at this point. Like it's not working for you. Clearly, like
This is not the move.
right. 100%. Thank you, Zen.
Penatia is going to use their bonus action to gaze at Hikari, who needs to make a wisdom save. They got a 22 like a badass. So they are
Fuck
not hit
yeah.
with the paralyzing gaze, which is good. And then at end of turn, Penatia can try to roll to break their poison, right, Tofa?
Yes. Let me double
Okay.
check, but I believe it's the end of their
Believe they-
turn. Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm going to assume a 22 will break it.
Yeah.
All right. So they
Did you
are.
make that at disadvantage?
I made it as a straight check because they have advantage on the save normally.
Oh, okay. That makes okay.
All right. So they will break the poison, but it did cause them to attack 3 times at disadvantage. So that was pretty nice. The mournful shades are up. One of them's gonna go over here and flank Zin.
50
One's
Shades
going
of
to attack.
Mournful.
They are very mournful. These 2 mournful shades are gonna attack this big old pupper. And they do some claw attacks. Zin will have you go first.
Okie dokie.
They are going to bonus action to try to hide. So I need you to make a perception check for me to see if you see them.
Okay. We're not as great at those, but we do have
Oh,
dirty
jeez.
20.
Okay. You do. All right. They do not get advantage on their attack roll. You do see them as they go for it. So they kind of like start fading in, but you are well trained. And especially as someone trained to fight for the Vigil, you're used to fighting things in the dark. So, and especially because you kind of like give off a glow, you literally radiate fire. So you're able to see. They are going to attack with their claws, and they got an 8 to hit.
That is not going to hit.
Well, that makes sense, but it is unfortunate. The other 2 are going to make their claw attacks against the force of nature.
Bad plan.
16 and a 17 to hit.
Now, the 16 does not hit. The 17 does.
Okay. So the first one, the wolf kind of snarls and jumps out of the way of. The other one, however, managed to catch it in the haunch, and it takes 15 psychic damage.
Okay.
As this, it doesn't really cut into it, but it does phase into it, and the wolf lets out a pained howl.
I need that thing to make a quick strength saving throw, please.
Ooh. Oh, what about any other stat? Because they have a 1 in strength.
I think we're going to keep it on strength.
It's a -5 they have to strength saving throws. I rolled a nat 20 for a 15.
Well, fuck you.
Jesus.
Does that
It's
mean?
okay. There'll be plenty more time.
Yeah. Oh my god, I nat 20'd for a 15. I love that. That is
That
a
is
first for me. I have
hilarious.
never nat 20'd for a 15 in my entire life.
I don't think I have either. That's fucking
That's
great.
insane. All right, that's the Mournful Shades turns. Wolf 10, and we are over to Tiniebla.
So when Hikari, I see that we managed to free them and they've started moving out. You see like this weird kind of like the shadows, part of the shadows in the room kind of start to coalesce around her a little bit, and it starts to form these incorporeal wings that look more like little like bat wings, very angular than they do butterfly wings. As I use the Face Spirit from my class as a bonus action, unleash Fey energy within yourself. causing your eyes to glow, and 2 luminous incorporeal wings to sprout from your back.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and and use my bonus action to that, bring the shadows to me and present my incorporeal little dark bat wings. I turn around and I look at the dread demon, and part of me wants to like ask them a question, and then part of me does not.
Oh yeah,
So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
According to them, they're your birth mother.
Right. And so Tenebla's going to go ahead and use their movement to fly straight towards them for my 30, which I believe puts me about 10 feet in front of them. As I lift off the ground, and these incorporeal wings, bat wings of shadow, just carry me closer to them. And I look at them and just, regardless of who you are, if you gave me away, then there is nothing more to say. As she sticks her hands out, and I unleash a 4th level witch bolt at her face.
Ow.
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and see how that goes for me.
Do
Kill her with murder.
As Kara
Oh,
frequently
that's not
tells me,
bad.
I would like to do a murder.
I would like to do a murder, please. That was a 15 plus 9, which is I'm
That
fine.
is
I can't
going
do
to
math.
hit. 24.
Okay.
24.
So that
hits,
is a
yes.
24 to hit. Lovely. And since it is 4th level, that is 5d12 of damajos that I'm going to roll on the screen because I'm not going to roll that much dice, and that is 29 damage.
And if I recall,
lightning.
the witch bolt, yes.
Yes.
The witch
lightning
bolt remains
damage.
as you hold on to this blast of lightning.
Yes, so this kind of lightning comes out of my hands and arcs onto them, hits them on the chest, and you see after that initial blast of light, there is like this sort of electric connection still between them, very a la like, you know, that like Voldemort Harry style, just like beam of light.
So the lightning blast hits them square in the mask, and the mask shatters as it does, revealing the face beneath. And indeed, the eyes glow purple right now. But apart from that, the face beneath is an older version of yours. They look like you. And but nevertheless, they are being blasted with your lightning, and they don't seem to enjoy it, even kind of.
No, I'm pretty sure they're not into that.
No.
But that's going to be my turn.
All right. At the end of your turn, they will use a legendary action. And they will use a legendary action to shadow step and teleport to right there. So they appear, you see everyone, you watch as the fiend suddenly vanishes down into the shadows and reappears right behind Tiniebla. And the only reason that you know that she's right there is because, Tiniebla, you suddenly see your lightning arc up and around behind you, and you turn, and they are face to face with you.
I love that for me.
Can I ask a quick baby D&D player question? What's a legendary action? I don't know that I've ever heard of that before.
Of course. Strong enemies, higher tier enemies, BBGs usually, but also, you know, it can be any time, will often get legendary actions, and they'll either get usually 1, 2, or 3 per round, where they get to take an action at the end of a player's turn, and they have a set list of legendary actions that they pick from and a set number they can do each round.
That's fucking diabolical. Okay. Interesting. Fascinating.
That is how you balance out like 7 people in a party versus 1 enemy without them all just like hopping on, surrounding, and murdering them.
Got it. See, this is what happens when you add TTN to Cloaks and Capes. This is edutainment, folks. Yes. Thank you.
Zinkarin, we're back over to you.
incredible. So he does not want to let this dread demon go. But he also recognizes that he has this shade thing in front of him that probably needs to be taken care of before he charges back towards the dread demon. So he's going to take care of that first because it's standing in his way.
Okay. Seems fair.
And actually, I think he's going to move it out of the way more so. So he is going to go ahead and, for my bonus action, I'm going to go ahead and use my seismic stomp ability. And you're gonna watch as he spins around, seeing that Panetia is not in front of him anymore. He sees this shade in front of him and is like, "You're not important. You need to get out of the way." And he slams the Morning Star on the ground, and you're gonna hear this crack of earth as I will describe the ability. I'll read it. As a bonus action, you slam your fist, foot, or weapon into the ground. A 5 foot wide by 5 foot tall section of igneous rock appears in a square you can see within 30 feet. The rock has an AC of 15 and 30 hit points, disintegrating into dust if it is reduced to 0 hit points. If you create these rocks in a creature's space, that creature must make a dexterity saving throw, DC equal to 8 plus my strength modifier and proficiency bonus, which would be 7.
Or 15.
8 plus 7, 15.
Yep.
Math. On a success, they are pushed to an adjacent square of their choice. On a failed save, they are knocked back 5 feet and prone.
All right.
So
they're going to make a dex save, which they're pretty good at. Oh, not when they roll like that. They're not, though. You basically channel your inner Toph, which is what you get to do as Path of the Burning Heart Barbarian, and slam your weapon into the ground, and this big hunk of igneous rock cuts up through the kind of corrupted floor here and just blasts the shade off their feet and sends them flying back 5 feet as a rock appears right there. What are the odds that I have a rock token just laying around?
Perfect. And he's going to use that to his advantage and cut the opposite direction of where the shade is now and
Earth
move.
Elemental token.
Hell yeah.
I guess that would make sense.
15, 20. Come up right next to Teniebla and say, sorry, we're not done. And go ahead and make his 2 attacks.
Do it up.
The mace again. Or with the Morning Star
And
again.
you will have advantage on your first attack because of J-Rock's ability. Because you didn't need him for the strength saves.
Hell yeah. Thank you, J-Rock. That's a 26.
Yeah, that hits. Yeah, 26 hits.
And that's 8 piercing damage on that first strike.
Does that add your bonus damage for rage?
I don't believe it does. So it's plus 2 additional damage. So that's 10.
All right, nice.
And then that second attack is going to be another 26.
Yeah, that'll also hit.
That is 9 points
Nice.
of piercing damage on that second one.
All right. You you knock this shade off its feet and then hurry on over and start laying into Panetia, slamming it twice with your flanged mace. I love it. Anything else?
Oh yeah. Nope, that's my turn.
Turn order 20, layer action time. Gonna make a DC. Ooh, a 6. Oh no. As a second vessel of regret begins to form, pooling around Hikari's feet. You all witness, again, it's a form of what looks like 2 individuals that emerges up. One of them looks to be about 7, probably, a young child. The other is a man, maybe a little younger than her, with holding the child roughly by the arm and with a bottle of alcohol in their other hand. And Hikari looks horrified. She's going to make her save as this thing uses Reflect Fear on her. Oh, but she's good at wisdom saves. Let's go, Hikari. You got this, honey. Ooh, 17. I think that is... Yes, 16 is the DC, so she makes it. So
Nice.
she sees this appear in front of her, and for a moment, her eyes just widen in abject horror. And then her teeth kind of grit, and she glares. It would not be the first time I killed you, would it? Because indeed, she murdered her husband for what he did to her child. And to her face. I believe that is all it can do if it fails. Yes. So the other vessel of regret is going to move on over to you, Duroc, as it looks up at you. Before I say this, I know I'm trying to do this to the druid, but I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Here comes that one you're looking for.
Oh, man. Or a nat 20.
Oh, sorry, I had advantage still on. It's just a 19 this time.
Oh, well, that still is enough. As you see that as the vessel starts to reshape and take new form, it is in the form of flora and fauna. It is in the form of them as a child, barely more than an infant. And at first you're confused, thinking, what would they be doing here? Why would they take this form? But then you remember the story of how they came to be. And it is said that an elf was left in the forest as an infant, and it suckled at the breast of Mother Nature and was taken into the lake. And instead of drowning, it split in two. And both flora and fauna were born of the same child. And no sooner do you remember that story than you know that this can't be real, and you have nothing to worry about. Also,
How dare
though,
you take their forms, low being. You will not unsully their name and their visages in front of me, their champion.
And that's probably going to go badly for them. Tofa, you're up.
Hey, query about this frightened condition. Is there a duration?
There
Can I make
is.
saves
I'm
against
sorry
it?
about that. Yes,
No
there
worries.
is.
No worries.
You may... Oh, sorry. It wore off at the beginning of the Shade's turn. So it is just gone now.
Sick.
So it lasts until the beginning of the Shade's next turn. So it is now gone.
Great to know. In which case, I will turn around in the direction that the dread demon went behind us. I will, seeing still, I think, the visages of my parents still there? Or
No, they've shifted into flora and fauna.
Okay, great. I will turn and see that my parents are no longer there, which means it was never them in the first place. And it was foolish of me to be afraid. Emotional attachment is a weakness. And I will once again move forward to join Zin in battle. I will step around to the left of Tinebla, so it's Zin, Tinebla, and then myself.
All right.
Spearheading the attack against the dread demon. And we're gonna stab it.
Seems reasonable.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Sick. That'll hit 'cause it's a 15 plus... I'll remember what what I add to my rapier. So 21 to hit.
Yep, a 21 will hit.
Delightful, and we're doing what rogues do. We're sneak attacking.
I also want to throw out that there is indeed a adorable kitty on the screen, both for just personal reasons and mechanical reasons.
I'm
And for
pretty sure
potential-
it's just once.
Yeah, it's one
Point
per
that
kitty,
out.
unfortunately.
Okay,
I can-
you tell me
he
you have a
just-
backup cat ready to go right now.
I can go get my
I
cat out of
do.
jail.
I mean,
Yeah.
what would
Hey,
I?
look.
What could I do?
If it gets bad, I'll go get Mako out of jail.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, I love that idea of breaking your cat out of jail if we need inspiration.
Just go grab a
So
cat.
good.
Just go grab a cat. He's
I
just
do think my
very,
disembodied Sonic head should count because it is my emotional support disembodied Sonic head, but that's a different discussion.
love it. He's just really needy. So
Mhm.
yeah.
So that is 24 piercing damage.
Good.
Good.
I mean,
And
not
then
for me.
It's great for me. You hurt me a lot earlier, both
I did
physically
do that,
and
yeah.
emotionally.
I mean, that is my job. Yeah.
And I'm trying to decide if there's another good poison I can use against this thing because con saves seem to be its bread and butter. And
As you attack it, it's going to use its reaction. I need you to make a wisdom save.
oh yeah, awesome. Why not? I'm so used to playing high whiz characters that this is
Yeah.
this is messing with me.
Is this an effect that may cause blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, paralyzed, poisoned, and stunned, or stunned?
No.
Damn.
Oh, I have advantage from the thing earlier, which is good.
Oh, from J-Rock, yeah.
Yeah,
you're
from
correct.
J-Rock earlier, because that was good, because that was a 6.
Hmm.
And then I rolled a 7.
Okay.
So that's a 7 wisdom save.
So as you go to slash at this thing, just before you make contact, the face changes. It is a changeling's face, and it is Cass that you are about to slash into. And you cut into your sister's face, and she screams. I need you to take 16 psychic damage.
Okay, well, goodbye to the temp HP.
However, as you cut and you bloody your sister's face, even when it switches back to Penatia, they are still bleeding.
Good.
So it was effective.
That's good. And I will. I will do a bonus action with my implement.
Yep.
17.
17 meets.
Sweet. So I will use the Iron Blood Toxin.
Okay.
A creature subjected to this toxin has their movement speed reduced by half.
Okay. They are...
For a minute.
Okay, they are down to 15 movement speed. They're not really going anywhere.
And that's my
Anything
turn.
else? Yeah. All right.
That's all she wrote.
We are over to you, Darak.
That thing pissed Darak off. So
What? No.
so you guys see as this sort of like bright cleansing light is expanding out of Darak, the light suddenly winks out. It's gone. And in its place, above Darak, forms this roiling, dark, electrically charged storm cloud along the ceiling of this cave, 60 feet out. And a lightning bolt strikes down on the thing emulating flora and fauna.
Ow. So call lightning, I take it?
Indeed.
Yeah. All right. What do you need from me?
I need... It's a long spell. Give me 2 shakes.
No worries. I think it's a dex save, but I'm not sure.
So it's each creature within 5 feet of that point must make a dex save, yeah. So I could get the regret and the shade in it, I think.
So yeah, if you did it right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
you sure could. All right, so you need a dex save from each of them?
Yes, please.
All right. The Mournful Shadow got a 12. Or the Mournful Shade, rather, got a 12. And the mirror or the Vessel of Regret got a 15.
Okay, 15 just meets it, but you're still going to take half. So
Yep.
the 15 takes 8, and the one that failed takes 16.
Ow.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to command my Force of Nature to also attack the Vessel of Regret.
Okay. Big old mad pupper.
Very angry pupper indeed. So it uses my spell attack mod to hit, which is a 7. So I will go ahead and roll that really fast. Actually, I'll just roll physical d20. That'll be faster. That is an 18.
An 18. That will hit, absolutely.
Fantastic.
They only have an AC of 13.
Awesome, awesome. And they will take another 8.
They don't look too good, I would say. As you bring lightning down on them, and then the wolf bites into them at the side. I mean, the wolf definitely has a moment of like, like it definitely didn't like that. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't look great.
Awesome.
All right, J-Rock, we're over to you.
J-Rock takes a deep breath and is like assessing the battlefield after having assisted. I think I'm going to... Nobody's rolled an 8, right, on their Bardic Inspiration die? I don't think so. I
Not
feel
yet.
like we would have. Yeah, not yet. Okay, brilliant. I'm going to use. I might be able to hit every single College of Bard or College of Celebration Bard ability in this one
Yes.
shot if I keep this up.
I'm so
I'm going to
happy.
use another round, which is an ability. As an action, you can give a creature adjacent to you a specially prepared drink to boost their morale and courage. Any creature who spends a bonus action drinking the concoction reduces all damage taken by an amount equal to the roll of a Bardic Inspiration die for 1 minute. And this does not expend the use of a Bardic Inspiration die.
Yep.
I can
So-
only use it a number of times messed to my proficiency bonus, which is 3. So, yep.
So who are you giving a drink to?
I'm gonna give it to Zen.
All right, Zin. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, because if that reduces damage, Zin is going to suggest you give it to somebody else because I already take half damage because
Oh,
I'm
that's
raging.
right.
So
You know
he
what?
would probably look at you and just be like, "I appreciate it, but it might be better off used in someone else's hands."
Yeah, he looks at Tofa, who's like hanging on to life, and he's like, "Oh shit! Oh god! You know what? Honestly." And he apologetically is going to reach out and give the concoction
All right,
to Tofa.
Tofa, you are handed what you are told will help, but it looks suspiciously like a Long Island iced tea.
Listen,
Uh,
I
I
don't
love
mind sloppy
those.
seconds, and I know a Long Island might even help me. So
All right.
let's go.
I mean, you know what? Actually, you're right. Given what you've experienced so far this fight, booze would probably help.
Maybe feel a little better. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You you hand off your round to Tofa.
and so I'm going to do that as my action, and then as my bonus action. Oh, sorry, give me 1 second. My browser has like 0 memory, and my little automatic tab closer does not like fucking roll 20, so it keeps closing it. Perfect. So standing amongst the group still, and with his back to the rock, I am going to give a bonus dice, a Bardic Inspiration dice, which will bring me down to 5 to Duroc. I'm going to throw that and give you a little slap on the butt, little booty slap. I'm like, go get him.
I like it.
The wolf snarls.
The wolf. Listen, I feel like the wolf is like, I see you.
Yeah.
Like the wolf gives you the equivalent, like the wolf equivalent of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hikari is up, and she looks at the form in front of her and glares.
You are not worth my magic.
and she is going to take a attack of opportunity as she moves past the Vessel of Regret, because she is throwing mad shade right now. It is going to indeed make a opportunity attack and use Phantasmal Strike, which is a 12, so it definitely misses. And as she gets over to here with Penatia and is now on the other side of you, Tofa, she is going to use her action to use Channel Divinity Adaptive Barrier. As an action, you create a 10-foot radius sphere around you, or emanation around you, and choose a damage type. The sphere moves with you and lasts for 1 minute. It can be dropped as a bonus action or ends early if you're reduced to 0 hit points. Any creature you choose, including you within the sphere, has resistance to the chosen damage type. When you take damage, you may use your reaction to change the resistance granted by the barrier to match the triggering damage type. And she will choose Psychic, given what is happening to everybody. And so everyone within 10 feet of her now is resistant to psychic damage. That was my Channel Divinity idea that I had for the Creation Domain Cleric, and I love it.
Hell yeah.
Honestly, clutch.
Yeah, love that. Love clerics. Thank you.
As you indeed see her come over and draw up a doll that she has in her pack. She draws a doll out and kind of clutches it close to herself, and a little light glows out of it, and the barrier erupts around her.
Oh,
Penatia is up.
too cute.
Yeah. All right. Well, Penatia is not happy with any of you people right now. Especially not you, daughter. She's very disappointed in you. This was your chance to be together forever, and you're ruining it.
Hey, it is their fault that we weren't together before. So honestly, I'm not at fault here. I take no responsibility for any of this happening.
I agree that it's not your fault. I will also point out that when the queen of the court, when the priestess of the church says, "I've chosen you for this responsibility," you don't say no. But yes, that's fair. She is Darak. She is gonna spit some acid at you.
What a bitch.
20 to hit.
Man, I fucking hate spitters. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Left 4 Dead 2 is brutal like that, huh? As this black acid erupts out of her mouth, and this time it does catch you, you are going to take 25 acid damage, and your AC is permanently reduced by 1 as your armor starts to melt. Then she's going to make 2...
Whack.
Did you burn up your temporary health already?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
I didn't get any.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I can only give it to 3 people. Fuck. Sorry. I should have rolled higher on my D8. That's on me. Apologies.
Then they'll make 2 claw attacks against Zin.
How dare?
11 and 17.
The 17 hits, the 11 does not.
All right. You're going to take 13 slashing damage, halved to 6.
Okay. Ow.
And I need a strength save.
Okay. And
Oh, nat 20. Okay.
I would say I have advantage on that, but that's a nat 20, so I can't do any better.
All right. The mournful shades are up. This shade's just pissed off because it you just ignored it. You just I'm not dealing with you. So I don't even know what it's gonna do. It's gonna go over here and attack Hikari because it doesn't like you anymore. And then this shade is gonna go over and attack J-Rock, and this shade is going to attack Darak. All right. Hikari does a 8 hit. Jeez, Hikari has an AC of 10 right now, and she still didn't get hit.
Jesus.
I mean, she has no dexterity, and she's got no armor on, so she's pretty easy to hit right now. But it rolled an 8, so that's a miss. J-Rock does a 7 AC. What is happening?
Does not. J-Rock very casually kind of moves out of the way before resuming where he was standing.
Just rolled a 3 and a 2.
So all the misses are for everybody else. Okay, I
now
just
it's
get
your
the
turn.
hits.
Here we go on yours. Does an 11 hit?
Thank
Jeez.
fuck no.
I rolled a 6, a 3, and a 2 on those 3 hits.
Oh man, it's
that
one
is
of
what we
those
call
days.
Calicore.
Hell yeah.
Love it, love it.
Tiniebla, we are over to you, my dear.
I look at them. You know, I am a person that has a lot of questions all the time. And I don't think I've ever had as many questions at the same time as I do now. But even I recognize that some are better left unanswered. I'm gonna go ahead and reactivate the lightning through the witch bolt. So while I maintain concentration, I automatically get to use my bonus action
Yeah,
to
you
deal
just
some
hit.
extra lightning damage. So we're gonna go ahead and roll that real quick. That is going to be 12 lightning damage on that.
Okay.
And then I am going to use my action to mage armor Hikari. Because
Oh, nice.
yeah, so the new mage armor, you can do it on yourself or on somebody else. Before it was just on you. So I'm going to go ahead and cast mage armor on them.
And that makes their armor 14 plus dex, is it?
13 plus their dex.
13
So
plus dex?
marginally, but you know what? It's better
I
than
mean,
whatever they've got going on
yeah,
right
it's
now.
13 instead of 10.
Yeah.
All right. Yep, she is mage armored up. And you blasted Penatia for some more damage, which they're not happy about. And anything else?
That is my turn.
Zinkaran, we're back over to you.
Fantastic. He's gonna do what he does best, because the sooner this dread demon's out of the way, the sooner he can help J-Rock, who now has a shade to deal with.
Makes sense to me.
So he's gonna make his 2 attacks on the Penatia.
All right.
I don't think the 12 is gonna hit. So for the second attack, does a 19 hit?
A 19 does hit, and Hikari will use her next will to create, and you can make another attack.
Fantastic. So she takes 14 points of piercing damage on that first hit.
Ow.
And then
27 will hit.
fantastic. That's another 12.
I need a wisdom save, as it is going to use its reaction to malicious mimicry you.
Oof. That's a 15.
I have a question for you, Zinkaran.
Okay.
Why would you hit your mom in the face with a flanged mace? Did you not like her? Was she a bad mom?
Oof. He wouldn't, is the thing, or he wouldn't want to anyway.
Well, that's so interesting because you just did. But no, you are going to take 19 psychic damage halved to 9 because of the adaptive barrier.
Owie.
And Akris has attacks advantage when attacking you until the end of its next turn. Or sorry, Penatia does.
Perfect.
Drop the wrong Dread Demon name there.
Okay. And I believe that is my turn.
All right. Tofa, we're over to you. Darak on deck.
Not to be
Oh, I'm so
teacher,
sorry.
did we have homework? But
Yeah, nope, you're right. The Vessels of Regret have to go.
Yeah.
On this round, they will use a different layer action. I need everybody to make for me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's fun.
Is there any chance it's against being poisoned?
It is against being blinded.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Man, wish I had kept that aura up now, huh?
sure do. con save?
I got an 18.
Pretty good. The DC for this is 16.
Yeah, 17 plus 7.
All
I
right.
got a 17.
Very nice. So the DC is 16. It is a save or suck. So if you got a 16 or higher, you are good. If not, you are going to take 11 necrotic damage, and you are blinded until next turn. Until you're
Did anybody take damage?
Zin can't see.
Oh no. Oh, we're gonna have that
Love
scene from like Ghost now or something. We were trying to figure out a way to maximize that.
All right. Oh, Hikari also probably should make that roll.
Girl?
Wait, what? Is this a concentration check? No, it's not. Okay. Way to go, Hikari. All right, now she has to make a concentration check, I guess. Jeez, Hikari. Oh, wait. No, she doesn't have to make a concentration check. She's not concentrating on anything. Lols. Okay. So she's going to take the 9 necrotic, and she is also blinded. She already has only one good eye. Damn. Okay.
Rude.
Then the vessels are up. Well, I guess they actually can't do reflection, that move on her anymore, because she can't see them. All right. It'll make 2 phantasmal strikes on her. 16 and 12, which means that your mage armor is the difference between her getting hit and not.
Yay!
Hell yeah.
Love that for her. So she's gonna take 12 damage, but she's okay otherwise. And then this vessel of regret. Well, let's see. You didn't like when it turned into flora and fauna, so it's gonna think better of that and go somewhere else. It is going to move over. Oh, can't go over to Zin either. What on earth would it? You know what? It's just gonna make 2 attacks. J-Rock is gonna attack you twice.
Lovely, love that.
Does a 13 hit?
No.
Oh. Well, then I'll assume a 10 doesn't. So, Tofa, you're up.
Yee. Would you remind me what that fun little bonus action thing I got? The if I spend my bonus action to drink the thing, I reduce damage by the roll
By a roll of a
bardic
bardic inspiration. Yep.
Great.
So,
do I roll the bardic or does the bardic?
J-Rock will roll a bardic inspiration die, and that will be the amount that it reduces. So actually, go ahead and roll the die.
I do?
Yep. Roll a d8 for me.
Oh, it's a 1.
Okay. It'll reduce all damage incoming by 1.
Listen, that might make the difference because the only
might.
hit point that matters is the last one.
Especially because you're having all the damage that comes in psychic anyway.
Yes, so at least there's that. Great, so I knocked that back. It's unfortunately not a Long Island iced tea.
It's a New Jersey iced tea.
Ooh.
No one's happy.
Oh, no,
not really.
But I'll just keep stabbing.
All right.
When in doubt.
When in doubt, there's nothing more to do.
Math.
I need that on a
21.
21 hits, yeah.
21 hits, yeah.
Just when in doubt, stab.
When in doubt, stab. Oh, sneak attack, a d8, blah, blah, blah. Okay, 6, 10, 15 plus 7 is 22.
Ow. You bury your blade and just drag it down over Penatia's hip, and for one of the first times, you see them stagger back and clutch at a wound.
That's for my sister.
They're your regrets, child.
I'll just spit on the ground, and that's my turn.
All right, fair enough.
Hell yeah.
Darak, what over to you?
Hey, how you doing? I'm gonna make a fucking bolt of lightning come down.
No.
So I need another dex save from the Vessel of Regret and the Mournful Shade here.
No. Oh, that's not great. They both failed.
Fantastic. They both take 18 damage.
Damn, boy.
As they both erupt in a pillar of lightning, and they are
Goddamn
both
right
dead.
They do. You goddamn right they do. The smell of ozone briefly taking over the smell of corruption around them.
It's definitely a weird moment because we're all indoors right now. It's like,
Oh, it's loud.
yeah, no, it's very loud.
And then Dorach is going to turn towards the Mournful Shade giving J-Rock trouble.
Yep.
And say, well, you know what? I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to shove a lance in it.
I mean, that's reasonable.
Let's go ahead and shove a lance in it. It's a natural
Oh.
20.
Yeah, that'll hit. J-Rock, you can restore a Bardic Inspiration.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Now, I have been homebrewing for so long, I forgot how vanilla nat 20s work on damage. Can someone please
You
tell
roll
me?
double the
Oh,
dice.
you got a nat 20. I
Yeah.
get it to do a thing too.
I rolled
Yeah, that's what I
double
mean.
the
You get to
dice,
restore a Bardic Inspo.
But I
Hell
don't-
yeah.
So,
only
yeah.
add the bonus to 1, right?
Right, correct. Double the dice, add the bonus to 1.
So
I forgot to do the role playing of the celebrating. I'm like, that's fucking right. Hell yeah.
So 12.
yeah,
As
that's,
you-
that's a total of 12.
Total of 12 as you stab into the Mournful Shade, which looks up at you and mourns. Why?
Does the ant ask why, when it is stood upon? Be silent and die, as is your place.
Oh, okay.
And by
Damn,
that's fucking hilarious. Oh my god. And my wolf gets an attack too because I attacked something, so my wolf
Yep.
can attack it for free without me commanding it. And that's another. I'm not even fucking with you. Natural 2-0, my guy.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I'm back to my like.
You're
See,
like,
I have all
"Whoa."
my bardic dice back. The party keeps on going, man. J-Rock never stops. Hell yeah.
Party never
Uh.
ceases.
Okay, gasp. I have something so cool I'm about to do.
Hell yeah.
So this will be this plus 3, so that's another 14.
All right. Yeah, your wolf tears that Mournful Shade to shreds. And he does indeed just go die, apparently. He's like, oh, all right. In my head, that
I
shade is
feel
Napstablook
so
from
sad.
Undertale.
Oh,
So
well, now I feel bad.
no.
Wait,
I just
Drinking
tried to add a
regret,
clip
fuck.
marker for that because that was so perfect, and it's like literally 3 minutes after the moment, but
so good.
that was so good. Both from you, Haven, and like the sincere badassery, and
So
to you,
good.
Callie, for like the deadpan response. Brilliant.
It was very funny.
All right. J-Rock, we're over to you.
Let me see where I am at. J-Rock is standing with his back next to Dorach, and he is going to use his move. Oh shit! Open a new window because my mouse has too many buttons. Hey, 1 sec. I'm gonna move over. It's loading to where Zen is standing. Are you still blind, Zen?
Yes, I am
until the end
still
of their turn.
blind.
Okay. I'm going to do this for the RP just because, you know. Seeing that you are like blinded, I don't know how this would appear, if the ichor would be in your eyes in
Yeah.
this moment or temporarily. Okay. In the like cacophony of noise and chaos and the lightning strike and the smell of like death and decay and ozone, and in this like sensory overload, all things kind of come almost to a stop in this moment from J-Rock's perspective as we hear all of the noise that he was hearing down to a pin drop, to where it sounds like everything around him is happening like underwater. And he walks over to Zen and he puts his hand on the side of Zen's face and he rubs his thumb over Zen's cheekbone. And I'm going to use lesser restoration to
Aw.
remove the blindness.
Oh, I love
Oh,
that.
I fucking love that so much.
And then
Oh,
you
yeah.
kiss, right?
Kiss for the
It
luck.
looks like we are about to. And right as that happens, J-Rock has something to say, he has to move or dodge something. We get,
Okay.
you know, we continue to edge the audience as these two do not kiss yet.
Oh my gosh. All right. I love it. Hikari is up then as she clutches at her good eye and tries to pull this shit out of it. And despite being...
Oh, Sorry, as a bonus action, can I give my bardic inspiration die to Tofa?
Yeah.
Do you have one, Tofa? You don't have one, right?
No, technically the one you gave me earlier would have gone away after an hour.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
Yep. Then Tofa, you have it.
J-Rock yells
you.
slay at you, Tofa, and you get a bardic inspiration.
Yes.
Mhm.
So Hikari staggers back and is going to spend her inspiration to get a straight roll, as she is going to try to guiding bolt at 3rd level. And she just snarls out, and a big plume of radiant energy erupts out of her hand and attacks. Oh, well, that'll actually hit. Take that. Roll dice. Damn. As this blast of radiant light lights up the room for a moment, and Penatia almost falls off her feet as she stumbles back, the light burning away at her flesh. Penatia is up. Oh boy. It's getting a little dicey here. All right, Tiniebla, look, honey, your mom loves you, but you are really making her life hard right now, so she's gonna spit some acid at you.
Oh, bring it.
Oh, nat 20.
Okay.
So that's gonna be 8d8 plus 4 acid damage. 45 acid damage.
Jesus. Okay.
Gotta love Deathwood, huh?
So you're down to 6.
Yeah, that was really.
I'm sorry, I
bad.
was screaming 8d8?
Yeah.
8d8?
Normally it's 4d8, but
That's
she
a nat
crit, so
20.
for an 8d8. And your AC is reduced by 1 permanently as it starts to burn your armor.
Gotcha.
And she is going to make a claw attack at the... Oh, wait, no. She's not blinded anymore because she had her turn. She'll make a claw attack at Hikari and a claw attack at Zin. Oh, my gosh. Another nat 20. And then a 25. So 25 to hit you, Zinkaran. You're going to take
That hits.
11 slashing, half to 5. And
Okay.
Hikari is going to take 25 slashing damage, as she is she don't feel so good right now. As this 3 cuts from this claws just tear down over her chest, and now she's got some brand new scars as she stumbles back. Mournful Shade is up and is going to try and finish Hikari off. Come on, Shade, you can do this. Not rolling an 8, you can't. Never mind. Tiniebla, we are over to you. Penatia is just got ragged, gasping breath as she glares at you.
Good. All right, so I'm pissed, and I'm gonna do a couple of things, right?
Okay.
There isn't, a limit to how many sorcery points I can use in one turn, right? As long as I have them.
Not in theory, no?
No. So I am going to use something called the Wrath of the Court.
Oh.
Which is if there is a spell that is like an AoE, I can concentrate it and just have it hit just one person. And I haven't used it because there's a lot of us around and I didn't want to hit any of my friends.
Yeah.
But I'm pissed. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go
Okay.
ahead and use a sorcery point to do that.
Okay.
And we're gonna, let's see. I'm gonna upcast oh no, this is delicious. I'm gonna upcast a chromatic orb. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Oh, please. Nice! 18 plus 9, I'm gonna assume that hits.
Uh-huh.
And then we roll some damajos. Okay, I'm gonna use sorcery point to do heightened spell, which means that I can reroll my lowest die. I'm gonna
Okay.
re-roll that. I'm gonna roll that physically because that's gonna be too much of a. Okay. Oh yes. Let me add that and do some by math again. That is 35 damage, and I am going to.
Tiniebla,
Yes.
daughter of Surin, future priestess of Shadow. How do you want to do this?
Fuck yeah! All right. So yeah, so she's mad. She is
Seems reasonable.
obviously a little angry at the priestess for not telling her that she wasn't actually her daughter, but in that sense of as the Fae do everything for a reason, and she was brought up to take her place. So it's like it couldn't have been for something bad if she literally wants me to succeed her, right? And so then throughout this whole fight, she's had this internal battle where she did want to ask this other person, like, who are you? And tell me what happened. Tell me the truth. And she realized she doesn't care because she is exactly where she needs to be. She is doing her duty to her people, and what better way than to eventually succeed the priestess of shadow, and she wouldn't have it any other way, right? And this, whoever they are, for whatever reason left her and weren't in her life for the amount of years that she's been alive as a fae. And so she decides even though she loves knowledge and she loves to ask questions and she's had so many questions in her head right now, she doesn't care, and she doesn't want any of them answered, and she's just angry at this being for abandoning her for so long. And now that they've turned into a dread demon, is like, hey, that is the excuse I needed to just make sure you're not in my life anymore. And I am weirdly okay with that. Trauma, we'll work through that eventually, but right now
Do we
it's
have time
just
to unpack
anger.
that?
Well, not right now at all.
Yeah.
No time to unpack that. It's going to take her a couple of years probably. And so it's like, hey, we're supposed to be this great thing and you're this awful thing, and I need, like, who better than me to make sure that the world is rid of you? And she's just very angry at them. And she does that wrath of the court to focus her anger and focus that energy into just this singular point. And when a chromatic orb is usually an explosion, it's very much the same, but you see it inside of them. You see the bead seems to go through their chest, and then you see the light explode out of every single orifice of theirs as the shadow within them, the shadow that makes us, this court as Fae, is literally just torn apart from the inside out.
And indeed, as this eruption of radiant light starts to burn them away from the inside out, when it finally dies down, there is a hole straight through the center of their chest. You can see right through her to the tree behind her as she looks down at it and then stumbles and falls back, leaning against the wall. She looks at you, Tiniebla. I was wrong. You're not my daughter. You'd be weaker. She was better. She was always better. I am the dread demon of regret. And as long as there is remorse and regret, I cannot lose. All around you, the mournful shades start to recede back into the ichor. The vessels of regret clutch at their heads and scream in agony as they melt away. And then it gets so much colder. You all see your breath in front of your face as two figures that were not there before suddenly are in the room and are walking past you and approaching this dread demon on the ground. They're both tieflings, one with deep crimson red flesh, the other, her flesh icy blue with long white hair. They both wear black armor. One has a greatsword attached on their back in the shape of a phoenix's wing. The other has a mace on their hip and a shield on their arm. Everyone here recognizes who they are. The Winter Matrons, the psychopomps of this world, tasked with bringing all who perish to Boss, that they may live again. One of them glances at you, Tiniebla, and smiles. Killing a dread demon is a difficult thing to do. Helping them choose to pass is harder still. So decide, young one. Shall they go to the void and return when their strength is great enough? Or shall we take them to Boss and give them another chance at life?
She takes a moment to look around at the rest of the party, right? And then thinks about how she got here, right? What they said was you would have been weaker, like had I raised you. And it resonated in her mind where, yeah, I wouldn't be the same person, right? I'd be a completely different person had I grown up in different circumstances. And she doesn't know the circumstances that led the Penetia, right? That led Penetia here. Because she didn't ask, right? And she doesn't know. And it's this moment of, well, we give them different circumstances. Then maybe they will turn out different as well, just like I did. And so she looks back at them and just tells them, take her. Take her with you.
They both smile. One of them, the one with the phoenix wing sword on their back, nods. Long ago, the Red Lady took Scala, allowing the first of the dread demons to reincarnate. And in honor of her choice, we will do as you ask. And they walk over to Penetia, who is still dying, effectively. And the one with the icy blue skin reaches down and offers their hand. Penetia looks and then looks at you, Tiniebla. I wish it had turned out
differently.
Then make different choices next time.
She looks up at one of the winter matrons as she takes their hand. Will it hurt? And the winter matron smiles at this dread demon as they lift her to her feet. No. The hard part's over. I promise you that. And you all just see as the body slumps to the ground, dead, as the spirit is removed, and the three of them vanish together. And already in this place, the oppressive air, the corruption, it's already starting to fade. The feeling of death and decay, new life, it's already changing. Hikari looks at you all, looking like hell, as she's already starting to cure wounds herself.
Thank you. I see new faces among you. No doubt my lady's idea. She is wise like that.
It was.
Well,
She looks at you, Zinkaran.
you are going to be a great leader for us, I can tell.
And she looks at you, Tiniebla.
And you, if you elect to stay, well, the mortal world could use people like you.
Oh. Now, if you don't mind, I would like to leave this place because it's horrible here and I hate it.
That is fair.
Just, a favor among new friends? Not a word of this to anyone, please?
In times long ago, the Inquisition was big on keeping secrets, and it nearly destroyed them. However, given the circumstances and who she was, I see no reason to include that bit in my report.
Thank you.
I think that, as the decay and the pervasive and almost omnipresent feelings of death and entropy start to dissipate, and there's this warmth that is tangible that J-Rock feels as nature begins to heal itself. And after staring both death and a literal and not figurative manifestation of remorse, J-Rock could have died without having done what he's about to do. And so he is going to run over to Zinkar, and he doesn't care that you were just talking or that you were in the middle of a conversation or anything. And he is going to put his forehead on Zinkaran's forehead. And in this moment when they are this close, and as their noses kind of gently touch, he pulls back. I haven't always been the best at sharing my feelings, but almost dying and I think more importantly, seeing you almost die is brought up. It's brought up a lot for me, and you would see that he is visibly trying not to break down in this. And J-Rock is going to put both hands on either side of Zinkaran's face. You see him bracing. Oh boy. Zinkaran. I think I'm in love with you.
And I think as he says that, Zin looks far less surprised than you expect. And there's just kind of this warm look as he lifts his hand and like puts his own hand on your cheek, and he says, "You know, in that moment where I could only see darkness, I couldn't help but enjoy coming back to see your face." And he leans in for the kiss.
And the packet of seeds in J-Rock's pocket bloom into a beautiful bouquet of flowers that wreath up across his arm.
J-Rock like leans in to this kiss, and in this moment, the forces of time, gravity, society, any external factor has melted away. J-Rock feels like he's in zero gravity in these few seconds when their lips kiss. And when the flowers bloom, he's surprised and he gives a chuckle and he looks over to Durag. And J-Rock is going to pull out, inexplicably, 2 steins of beer. And he hands one to Zinkaran. And again, he raises it. And he says, "To new beginnings."
To new beginnings.
As the two of you share your drink and your first moments of a new beginning with each other, Darak, you kind of take a moment to walk around the place, making sure that indeed nature is doing what nature does, moving on from pestilence and plague and corruption and growing anew. And sitting on a rock just around the corner as you're looking around, you see a small girl, no more than, she looks 4'5", very small, but she has a beautiful crown of flowers that she wears around her head. Her dress is made from grass, and indeed, you know Flora when you see her. As she smiles at you. Well, isn't this a fun little surprise?
I suppose I could say the same thing about you.
Oh, I'm always around. I'm always here.
I never forgot that.
We are approaching a time of great peril, Darak. Dread demons are on the rise. The Infernier will not sit idle for much longer. The final court is approaching. Great dangers yet lurk for Serene. But you? Seeing Caldana and Lustitia, seeing the winter matrons take Penetia, it has reminded me of the dangers of living too long. I want you to know always that your life is your own. And when you too are ready to pass into the great cycle, you need but ask.
I think of my passing as the world progresses farther and farther every day, I belong to an age where not many are left. However, the trees, they still bloom. The sun, it still rises. The wind still carries itself through my leaves.
Then are you ready to accept my new charge?
I am always at your service, ma'am.
Many times have I witnessed groups of heroes. My champion served with the Whispers and Silence. My sisters with the Mortal Reminder during the Mother's Jail Civil War. So take it from me when I tell you I know a good group when I see one. Stay with them. See them along on their journeys. Protect them and this land that I love so. This I ask of thee, my knight.
Your will be done, my lady.
And she leans up as you lean down and she kisses your cheek. And she vanishes into the flowers. And that's where we're going to wrap it up. As you all will return home heroes, having defeated the dread demon of regret and the regrets in your own hearts. Congratulations, players. I hope you enjoyed it.
We solved your dread demon puzzle. Let's go.
Oh
we didn't
my
die.
gosh.
I came real close,
That's
but we
so
didn't
good.
die.
And that's all for our story of What Lurks Within. We hope you enjoyed your journey into Serene, and hopefully we'll see you back for even more stories in the future. Once again, a huge thanks to Cloaks and Capes for providing the subclasses that were used in this series. You'll be able to find all 5 of them through their Patreon, which is linked in the episode description. You can find a full list of credits and links for our fantastic cast and creative team there as well. We'll be taking a short break in between series friends, but be sure to join us again on April 1st for more from TTN Presents. Thanks again for listening, and see you soon.